Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news here. This is the second plane crash in the last 72 hours. Plane crash in Northeast Philadelphia has left multiple houses on fire. And this is really wild. Now, a lot of folks are saying that this is likely in the result of the aftermath of people being dissatisfied with Trump becoming president of the United States. I don't know what to make of this just yet, guys. All I know is that this is not normal. If you guys are able to see and hear me okay, please just let me know in the chat. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. This is absolutely wild. And Philadelphia, of all places, because remember what happened during the marathon several years back, right? In fact, there was a Netflix show that just came out about this. And so they're saying that this Philadelphia small plane crash, which actually happened in a residential area, they're trying to say that this is, we're not going to use the T word. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? They're not using the T word. They're just saying that this is an accident. Please comment down below if you really believe that this is an accident, because I'm just not at all convinced. Let me see. Philadelphia plane crash. This is breaking news, guys. Small Learjet. So that's a private jet, okay? A Learjet's not some cheap jet. Not that, there's really cheap aircrafts, but there are some lesser expensive airplanes, but a Learjet, that's got a price tag on it. The pilot, let's see. The pilot in American Airlines crash lived in Ormond Beach. Interesting. So here's the thing, guys. A lot of you guys saw the plane crash that took place in. Look at that. Did you see that? Did you see that? You almost think that this is out of a movie or something like this. I'm sorry. There's just so much to take in right now. Drop a quick amen for the folks who are involved in this, not to mention the folks who survived them, all their friends and family members. This is just crazy, guys. And so they're saying that this is not being labeled the T word, right? But I think it's pretty obvious what's happening here. We are under attack here in America, and we're living in some very scary times, guys. And I'm afraid it's about to get scarier. You remember the last time that they used airplanes against the American people, right? And it's like the same play out of the same playbook. They're just hitting different targets now, and this is absolutely crazy. You can see that there's just pieces just all over the place, guys. I don't even know what to say here. I mean, I know that this is a breaking development, a breaking story, developing news, but oh my goodness, right? Now, what do we know so far? We know that both of these incidents both took place at night. We do know that Trump has initiated the DEI rollback. He's gone through and he's rolling back all of the Biden administration's DEI related protocols. Is this situation going to be blamed on the air traffic controllers for this Philadelphia plane situation? I mean, like what's going on? And unfortunately, this is the first time that we've actually seen a plane hit a residential area. That's like townhouses and whatnot over there, guys. This is let's get some audio here.
The field is going to be closed, so no inbounds or outbounds probably.
Again, we walked you through that timeline. The plane was only in the air after takeoff for 30 seconds before it went down. We should also add that we are hearing from a number of people about
That's
that
very
debris that
suspicious.
you're seeing scattered across the area, and really some rather large chunks. You heard Mayor Parker say, if you see a piece of debris, please stay away from it. Don't touch it. Call 911. You really need to stay. And I've heard from a nurse who said, please, I'm seeing it in your live shots. Tell people to stay away. And I saw with Aaron being with so many people, even though police are telling people evacuate the area, there are onlookers and they want to see. And then you just heard Arthur Walk say, this is not the time to take a piece of a home, a souvenir from this. You need to really, really be safe and stay away from all that debris. Fred.
I feel like it's less about the safety because the plane's already down. I think it's more about attempting to preserve some of the evidence that they can use to try to piece together this puzzle here, because this is crazy. This is evidence to try and figure out what is actually the cause of this, because I mean, it's not like this is there's not going to be radiation coming from the debris after the accident, right?
That is very good insight. Tracy Davidson, thank you from our newsroom. And that will be the challenge, really, as they continue this investigation, and why they've been pushing people back so far, because the field of investigation and the interest, the area is growing wider because of the impact of that plane. For debris to be strewn about so far away, these are all areas of interest for investigators. And we just...
Real quick, guys, how many of you guys think that this has anything to do with Trump's election, with Trump winning the election and having just recently been inaugurated? Do you think it has anything to do with this, or is this just completely random?
Just heard from Arthur Woke talking about this video that we have seen play out from different angles over and over again. The speed and angle of the descent of that plane is very troubling and very telling. Woke saying that that will probably be one of the first red flags that investigators look at that would indicate that something was wrong, something was malfunctioning, instrumentation in that plane duplicated, so obviously it couldn't be corrected by both pilots on board.
Now, another thing that I've seen, and I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, I think it was Tom Hanks or Denzel Washington, and I remember like some birds being, flying in the air, getting caught up in the turbine of an airplane, and then the aircraft had to take an emergency landing into like the Hudson River or something like that. Is it possible that this happened? I'm literally speculating just like you guys are right now. But the simple fact that this plane went up, and then within 30 seconds of this plane going up in the air, it immediately crashes down to the ground. That's really, really peculiar.
We want to right now go to First Alert meteorologist Brittany Shipp with a look at the conditions and details about the map.
Yes, and we've just visually been trying to put this puzzle together, and we do know that this plane took off from Northeast Philadelphia Airport just after 6 p.m., and we also know, just due to the location of the crash site, that it was only able to make it about 4 miles. So the latest reports coming in is that it was in the air less than a minute. These jets tend to move anywhere between 130 to about 170 miles per hour. So again, only in the air seconds before crashing here, tracking here to the southwest, and the airport is only 3.5 miles from that exact site. We've been watching and studying all of the observations around the time that...
This is so crazy how fast these planes go. The plane was only in the air for less than a minute, and it had already traveled 4 miles. That's crazy.
Yes, it was actively raining. Visibility was reported from the airport at 5:54 at 6 miles. Wind speeds out of the south at 10 miles per hour. Cloudy day, lots of rain, not incredibly heavy, however. So over a long duration of most of today, we will probably...
Planes fly in the air in the rainy conditions all day long. So it has nothing to do with the rain. Is it possible that someone was flying a drone in the airspace and the drone hit a turbine on the airplane? I'm just trying to make some sense of this. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, why would this small plane go up and then like 30 seconds later immediately head back down?
Only pick up maybe ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain. So this wasn't even heavy rain. It is still currently raining at this time. We have more moderate downpours. This is our radar shot here where you see the yellow. That means moderate rain is currently coming down. We do know that low clouds do make it difficult, not impossible, but difficult to see, take off, and also land. So we have the low.
Let me see if I can get a different take. This is President Trump over here. So we got President Trump over here getting off. So President Trump arrives in Palm Beach County for the first time since taking office in Mar-a-Lago. Wow. Trump has a very, very busy term ahead of him. Looks like he's alone today. I don't see Melania Trump with him. This is really, really, really wild today, guys. Really wild. So let's see here. See if I can get a different view. Was it Fox? Wasn't it Fox News? Fox Live? Fox. Not that one. This one.
Happening. And just earlier in the evening, we now know that it was a Lear Jet 55. We know it was medical transport, but because of the angle of that plane and the fact that it just took a nosedive,
oh my God.
Some people initially thought it was a missile. Nobody was even sure it was a plane until we got.
Did you guys notice in the video footage that the plane is like glowing? And I don't know if that's the headlights of the plane, but it almost looks like the plane may have caught fire or possibly exploded before going down. I don't know what I'm seeing just yet. It's kind of hard to tell because these are not super high resolution videos. These are just like, people's home camera systems off their alarm systems or maybe off their cell phone if they happen to have their cell phone out. But
from the FAA and the NTSB and then the company operating that medical transport plane, that it was in fact a plane headed to Springfield, Missouri with a pediatric patient on it.
Like seriously, like when we're going to see the video over and over here, doesn't it look like the plane is already in flames as it nosedives to the ground?
So just really a devastating night for Philadelphia, and the weather has just gotten worse and worse as the night went on. It was lightly raining earlier. Now it's raining heavily, and we have all these emergency personnel on the scene trying to assist people. We know the governor, he should be, you can see it's just pouring there. He should be arriving shortly, and hopefully we can get some more information. I think a lot of people, ourselves included, are wondering about the damage on the ground. Are there any casualties here? Were any innocent people hurt? And
I would have to think 3 hours later, it's still a search and rescue effort, still door to door and just trying to find anybody in the community who may have been impacted. There was debris flying everywhere, and who knows what can happen in that situation, fireball like that, and cars charred out. So I'm sure that firefighters are still making sure that everyone's accounted for on the ground and knocking on doors and making sure that the folks in harm's way are okay. You got something?
Well, Steve Keeley just saying that the fire department says they had fires in 6 homes. That
I believe it.
Calvert Street home off of Cotman Avenue, which he says is in the 7200 block. So we heard from the mayor earlier saying homes and vehicles were impacted, and he's telling us that a source of his in the Philadelphia Fire Department said that they had fires as a result of this plane just plummeting into this different homes. We saw at least one of those homes on fire earlier in the evening.
It's still some smoldering. Our camera crews are in place. They really can't move from this location. The whole area has been cordoned off, and media cannot cross certain lines here in this situation as the rain is pouring now for these first responders on the scene. This is Cotman Avenue that you're seeing there in the Northeast. This is Cheyenne Kareem's location with photographer Mark Lavala. Cheyenne, have you spoken with anybody else?
Okay, well, obviously, Cheyenne is not able to hear us at this moment, but
Can you hear me now?
yeah. Hey, Cheyenne. I know it's live news, right?
It's very fluid.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Yes,
So,
it's very fluid, and the bad weather doesn't help at all either.
exactly. So, have you talked to anybody else in the neighborhood?
So we got Trump in the office now. We have Carolyn Levitt. Do you guys believe that we're going to be told the truth about what's really going on here tonight? Please let me know, guys.
Anything from people who may have witnessed this, anything from crews on the scene?
What we
And I'm already hearing from ignorant people saying that we voted for this. Are you serious?
from our sources that apparently at one time there were 6 homes that were on fire that firefighters had to work on. That means that at least 6 people, but more realistically, if you're thinking about a household, there that could be up to 15 people, a dozen people who were impacted and had their home on fire. Again, 6 homes that firefighters tell us at one time were on fire. We are also seeing straight ahead, if you can point to the back of that police truck, it looks like that police may be putting up some type of barriers, because as you can imagine, this area is going to have to be secure for quite some time. It looks like that's what those orange and white things are right there, barriers, making sure that people stay out of the area, because we did just speak to someone who lives in the area, but I'm not quite sure how he was able to make it over here, because this is not an area that they
You would think that even if the plane's engines were to fail, the plane could glide somewhere and not like it look like an intentional torpedo into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like planes can glide, and I'm pretty sure that if the plane had traveled 4 miles in like less than a minute, it was going fast enough to be able to glide and not torpedo. I'm not saying that it could have had a safe landing, but maybe it could have. We've seen footage of planes that land on the streets. You know, I've seen footage of that. So it stands to reason that the plane should have glided, even if there was some type of engine failure, even if every engine, I don't know how many engines are there. I think it's only 2 on this Lear 55 jet. Even if both engines failed, it should have been able to glide and not torpedo down. So weird. This is so weird.
The plane go down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. More innocent souls lost. Are people including engaged? First responders are already being given credit for doing a great job. More to follow. God bless you all.
And then the American Red Cross of southeastern Pennsylvania on the scene, as we know, in northeast Philadelphia.
This is so crazy, guys. This is beyond. This is not something that any of us have been expecting. Like no one could have expected this. This is so crazy. Absolutely wildness. Yeah.
Been updating you with statements that they have been saying, and I think people are listening as we watch the crowds sort of start to dissipate from where Aaron is anyway, and leave the area, be safe, stay away from all the debris, and Office of Emergency Management.
Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think here. This is just way too weird, and I'm sorry. We don't have plane crashes this frequent here in America, and every year it is supposed to be safer and safer to fly. That's the whole point of the FAA. The FAA investigates these flights, they investigate crashes, and they make sure that we are safe. So you got to wonder what is really going on here, right? Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this.